can we define ourselves as an individual? Hello guys, welcome here in my Life Journey channel. Thank you so much for dropping by. And today's share is about knowing, understanding our own self as an individual. Guys, many of us is not thinking about it, but bottom line here guys, we must know this because this is the foundation of our true self. We must know who we are, we must know where we come from, and we must understand our own self. To understand our own self, guys, is very important because if you have the right foundation, knowing yourself, understanding yourself, it becomes easier for you to mingle other people, to mingle who have problems and understand their situation. Guys, we must learn to define ourselves as an individual even we don't like it. Try to sit down, write it down, all the things you have observed about yourself today. Writing it down is very important because the more we write it down, the more we can acknowledge who we really are as a person. That is the foundation of being your true self as an individual. And it is very important that we can know ourselves and work with ourselves about it. It is what it is. That's life. Nobody can define yourself, guys, except you and you alone. You are the one who will define your own self as an individual. Even you like it or not, it is very important that you can do it. It is for your own good. It is for your own understanding of your own self. Therefore, it is a must that we know the foundation of our own self as a true individual person. So guys, this is my share with you. I hope you bear with me because this is a quite difficult topic, but I am trying to share it with you and I hope you can understand it as I do my sharing. To define ourselves as an individual, first we must understand our own true self-identity. Self-identity is how we identify and define ourselves. It is a perception of specific and selected traits, qualities, abilities, and characteristics. To define oneself as an individual, we must know our own true self. It is incredible who we really are. Notice and take note how we identify our own self. Once we start paying attention to the way we think about things, it helps us to understand who we really are. It is very important that we can understand first who we really are, because who you are is you. Nobody can take it from you. We must jot down our thoughts, process, and self-definition to determine how we act, who we are. We want to write them down, like as a notebook. Notice it, write it down as we identify them one by one. Then we will be able to see how we consider our own self. It will make us easier to eliminate the negative associations of our life when we know how can we identify our own true self. We must create the self-definition of who we really are. Yes, we must pay attention to them because it will help us to let go of them when we know who we are and we know what are our negative attitude and positive strong side of a person. Getting them out, knowing them one by one, it helps you know yourself better. Yes, we must pay attention to them. It will help us to let go of them. Getting them out in the open can help to take away some of their hold. What is holding our mind and self? We must identify our own core values by basing our self-definition and core values. We will have a better chance of having a stable self-definition when we must define ourselves on positive ways. This means don't let outside circumstances rule your identity. Don't let anybody rule your identity. You have to do it and pay attention for it of yourself. It is very important, guys, that what comes from within, from that core values, we have identified it as being important to our identity. To define ourselves as an individual, bottom line here, guys, don't try to compare yourself to others. You can't. It would not be fair for them if you keep comparing yourself to others. It would not be fair for other person because we have different kinds of backgrounds, different kinds of insecurities, different kinds of expectations in life. Yes, guys, it is very important that we must not put ourselves thinking we should stick in it what others have told us. It is very important that we must remember that never ever forget that no one but only you can define your own true self. As an individual, we must always be the only one who can define ourselves and can decide for ourselves. Be honest with yourself and don't be overly critical. This means don't say to yourself bad words. Like for example, I'm ugly, I'm stupid. Guys, that is bad words for yourself. Don't say that to yourself. Remember, when we start paying attention to our thought processes and patterns, we'll need to practice attentive, non-judgmental situation. This means being aware of what our own thought patterns and acknowledging them, but we must not beat ourselves up over them. Everyone has negative thoughts, but everyone must learn to understand that patterns and processes it. By paying attention to them, we can eliminate them from our own mind by paying attention of your own thoughts. How can we really identify our own self as an individual, guys? For me, guys, really bottom line here is being you. Just simply be you. Be yourself. Understand yourself. Be honest to yourself. There's a lot of words I've been sharing with you guys, and it's quite hard to understand all those words. But simple, bottom line here, be yourself and stop comparing yourself to others. You are a unique person as an individual. You are a unique person and there's no other like you. You are who you are. So embrace who you really are and don't compare yourself to other people. You are unique already because God created us amazingly beautiful, each and every one of us. So therefore, just be you. Don't bother. You know, all those critics people have told you, don't bother yourself about that. Bottom line, you are the one who is going to decide for your own self. You are the one who is going to make decision for your own self. Therefore, you must be simply being you as an individual, and there's no other like you. Remember that you are a unique, amazingly created by God. Thank you so much for listening. This is Yuntel. I am eternally grateful to each and every one of you supporting me here in my channel. Guys, thank you so much. I am very grateful to each and every one of you. I love you all. Take care of yourself by simply being you. Be honest to yourself as an individual person. Bye-bye.